Okay, the ingredients you'll need will be flour, some olive oil, about a stick of butter, half a stick of butter really, about half an onion, beef broth, rice, salt and pepper, garlic, and I use Cabernet because that's what I always have in the house. This Cabernet is not typically the Cabernet I use because that's my drinking wine. Most of the time, my $6 Cabernet. And chicken. Um, Chicken breast, boneless chicken breast that you could cutlet up. Each time I do it, I usually wind up doing about 3 chicken breasts cutleted into about 3 to 4 cutlets per breast. Okay, so right now I'm just browning the chicken, and I brown it in a little bit of like half a stick of butter and then some olive oil and about 3 cloves of garlic. I cut up half an onion, and I put a little bit of onion in there at a time, not all at once because it'll wind up burning. But the chicken, this is the flour mixture. It's just flour and salt and pepper. So I did like a teaspoon of salt and pepper, a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of pepper, and it was about 3/4 of a cup of flour. And then the chicken, I did 3 breasts, boneless breasts, that I got about 3 to 4 cutlets out of each breast, and basically just dredged them in the flour. And that's that. So brown them on each side a couple minutes. Don't worry. Oh, let me get this. You don't have to cook them all the way through because it's going to cook, so you're just browning them. There's my pasta, the onion. So, like I said, I did half of an onion, diced it up, and with each batch of cutlets, I added some onion in there. Okay, when your chicken cutlets here are done browning, start off with about a cup of your wine and pour it in there. Okay. Give it a good stir. Now I'm adding about 2 cups of beef broth to start off with. And taste it. And basically from here, it's really up to your taste. Just sometimes I add a little bit more salt and pepper. It's actually pretty good today, but I'm gonna add a little bit more beef broth. The flour is gonna thicken it, so by all that flour that was on the chicken, it's gonna get thick. Once it starts boiling, add your chicken. Oh, by the way, this is where you could also add mushrooms. I'm going to reduce the heat so it simmers. I'll check on it in a little bit. You're going to really only need to cook it for as long as it's going to take now to do rice. So about 20 minutes, especially if the cutlets are really thin. If you think it's too thin, the sauce, I'm going to cover it and let it cook. If you think the sauce is too thin, I'll go and add a little bit of beef broth. Just a little bit. Put some flour in it. Stir it up till the flour is dissolved. And add that. What that'll do is that'll definitely thicken it up. After about 10 minutes, I'm going to check it. It's good consistency. Taste it. This is where you can add more salt, pepper. If you don't think there's enough wine, add a little more wine. If you think there's too much wine taste, add some more beef broth, but actually this tastes pretty good. That's it. Give it another 10-15 minutes. And it's golden.